casual chats on my
Hi.
bed this is my mum. So
Hi
Mum.
everyone.
I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions. So just answer them. Be like as honest and brutal as you can. So when did your hair loss start?
Let's see. I was about 22.
Can you tell us a bit of the story?
Well, I'm not exactly sure at that time, but I think I had a miscarriage at the time and I just started to lose all this hair. So I don't know if it was anything to do with the miscarriage or just my hormones all over the place, and I just had clumps coming out in the shower, like when I was brushing my hair. But I didn't really think much of it at the time. But then when I noticed the front was all thin, then I was like, oh my God. But it's never really recovered.
Did you have thick hair growing up?
I had a lot of hair, but it was fine. So it wasn't thick, but I did have quite a bit. When I was pregnant with you, I had the best hair. It's after I had you, it was fine. It's after my second, then I got pregnant again and had a miscarriage, and it happened after that. So it's never really recovered from, how many years ago was that? 33 years now?
What things did you try any treatments when you first noticed your hair loss? Because this was back in
Not
the 90s.
really. Well, I went to a dermatologist and they gave me all these creams, but nothing worked. So
did you do anything like with diet or like lifestyle changes to try and
no.
help?
Well, back then it wasn't, I don't know, just sort of accepted it. That was my hair. I just had to do comb overs. Like, we didn't have any toppers or...
So I can see you have hair extensions in now.
Yes.
So what things, have you always had hair extensions, or do you wear
No.
toppers or wigs?
Oh, I wear toppers sometimes. I like them, but I just, for every day, I've just had some hair extensions in just to have more length, that's all. But because at the moment I don't really care because I've got clingy. I wear my clingy, so it's not too bad. In my days there was no such thing as clingy fibers and stuff, sprays. There was nothing at all.
When you were losing your hair, or like before you found some solutions, what kind of things would you worry about?
I just was paranoid if anyone looked at my scalp. And I used to hate, luckily my friend back then, she was a hairdresser, so she knew my hair, so she knew it was thin anyway, so she used to try to make it look as best as possible. And I had curly hair, so which it sort of covered up a little bit more, so, and it was always bleached blonde, so. But if I ever parted it on the middle, gaps everywhere, so. And I never would go to a hairdresser because I was always embarrassed of showing my fine hair.
Did any hairdressers ever comment on your hair being fine?
Yes. Your hair is so thin. Oh my God. That makes you feel like shit, but it's fine.
Have you tried any treatment since those early days to regrow your hair?
Yeah.
Because I know you've
I've taken a whole stack of vitamins, which doesn't help. I've done, I forgot what it's called.
PRP.
When they take out your blood and they inject it into your head. And that, it did recover a little bit. It came back. But then about 6 months later, it's just the same again. And then I was actually going to have I went to a hair transplant. I was actually going to do it. And then COVID happened and it stopped me, which is a good thing because I was paranoid having that done because he said I could do the front bit, but I was still a bit concerned about him opening up my scalp.
Yeah.
And also,
Hair transplants are a little bit scary overall, I think.
and it still wouldn't have been 100%. I mean, he was just basically going to do this area, but I just was unsure. So luckily, I stopped. Well, I didn't go because I couldn't travel to Melbourne at the time. So, and also I've had tattooing
Yes.
about a year ago. Yeah, that wasn't too bad, but it kills. I would never do it again.
And you've also had the laser cap.
Oh yeah, I still wear that sometimes. Every second night. It's out again, so I've been doing it every second night. It's just a feel-good thing. You think, yeah, my hair's going to grow, just put it on.
So did you, if you could say something to your younger self who was going through all that stress with hair loss, what would you say to her?
I think it emotionally stressed me out every day, so I wish I wasn't so paranoid about it, but I suppose like your hair is your whole image, your whole look, so I always I hated going swimming, I hated doing anything, but I don't know, back then it was hard, but if I have to go back now, I would just say, stuff it. Who gives a shit? You got fine hair, but now I don't really care. But sometimes I still do. I look in the mirror, I think, gee, I wish I had that extra hair on the top of my head, but whatever it is, I suppose. But
And both your parents have thin hair as well, don't they?
my mum's got very fine hair, which she had beautiful hair at the time, but my dad's not too bad. My grandma had a full head of hair, so thick, curly hair until she was 97. And so I don't know where. I wish I got her gene, but I didn't. Willow,
Excuse me.
what are you barking at?
Well, I think that's our cue to end. Thanks,
Thank you.
Mum, for the chat.
Thanks.
We'll speak soon.
Bye.